Hey everybody, it's Friday. Welcome to the last day of the week. Getting ready for the weekend. How you doing, Denise?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to a long weekend.
Yeah, doesn't it seem like the weekend just came all of a sudden? Man,
It has been
week.
a very fast week.
Yep,
It
fast
was going
week.
by week, Monday through Friday. It has been busy too.
Yeah.
I mean, enormously busy with the news. But today we'll be chatting about President Trump's rally last night. We seen that. It was so cool to watch that in the Bronx.
Yep.
All the people that showed up. It was amazing. We're going to get into that and the funny and not so funny reactions to the Bronx rally that everyone just went crazy over, as well as many missed trending and missed headlines that happened over the week because it's such a busy week that we had.
Yep. Hey, you know what I found amazing about watching the live stream last night was all the crowd, all the different people, and all of the excitement that they were having. But what I noticed most of all was generally the fact that everybody got together, all nationalities, all different colors, all different sexes, everything, and everybody was getting along, man. And that is the experience that we've had when we went to Trump rallies.
Yes.
That's the same exact experience.
It's because it's all about love. It's all about being, being a part of America. That's what America does. They come together and they love one another. They take care of one another. And that's what we've gotten away from in the past.
It was like it was like going to a family reunion with all the family that you've never met before, but you're not, like standoffish or resentful about it, man. You love them just because you know their family and you're excited to meet them and you're excited to spend time with them. And that's the way we had it at the Trump rally, man. When we went and stood out there in that parking lot at the airport in the middle of Waco, and it was 90 degrees and people were sweating but we all crowded together and we all had a great
elbow
time.
to elbow.
Yes, we were.
Every time you go to a Trump rally, you are friendly with your neighbor. There is just no way not to be to get everybody and everybody wants to be close and up front with President Trump. They want to hear everything he has to say.
And even as we walked through the lines, getting into the tents, passing by the Secret Service detail, even they were nice to us because remember how me and you joked. Mm-hmm. You were like scared you were going to be nervous and end up looking, crazy when you stood there in front of them,
Yes, and something that I'm not supposed to have.
Well, yeah, and then when we get up there, you went through it just fine. They were just as gentle as they could be with you. And then I stepped up there and walked through with my cigarette lighter in my pocket.
Oh, you had on.
Oh, and my hat
you
on,
had to take your hat
and
off.
I had to turn around and go back. They wouldn't let me take it off right there. I had to go back through, stand there, wait on them, and then come back. Yeah, so by the time we come through, man, I bet my face was just as red as a Trump hat.
And I was laughing at him because, see, it's you that did it, not me. It's usually me that messes everything up, and get us all embarrassed and everything.
Yeah, it was.
But the security at President Trump's rallies are just amazing. They really want everybody to be safe. They don't want any crazy business. They just want you to go and have a good time and love each other and, be an American.
Yep.
There's plenty of food and water and, lots of people around, to talk to. And
everybody was just generally having a good time, man. It was really great. It was really, really great.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to watch.
If you've never been, I encourage you to go.
Everyone should go to a Trump rally.
Yep.
But before we get started with the show today, we want to state these are our opinions and our assertions. If you agree with us, tell your friends and share the show. Also, stump that like button and please follow or subscribe wherever you see the name. Is This Thing Working? Also, you can get to every show and podcast on our website, www.is-this-thing-working.com. So check us out. Thank you for helping us grow every single day. Is This Thing Working is moving up in the charts, and it's all because of you.
Yep. And don't forget to download the Rumble app so you can follow the show because you'll receive instant notifications when we go live every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also, start looking for our live streams. We'll be making sure we announce each and every one. We're going to have a whole lot more. We're going to add to that, is what I'm trying to say. We're going to add to it and We're going to continue to grow.
Yes, we are. You'll be seeing our name everywhere. That's what we want. We're part of this wonderful movement here. And we're going to start also with our first Memorial Day special show on Monday. And so we will be going live on Monday. So be looking for that. We're going to play it all day on Monday as a happy Memorial Day to everybody, to every audience, every audience member. And we thank you.
And they'll be starting at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and it will play continuously all throughout the day until midnight. So there you go. Y'all, before we start the show, we want y'all to have a blessed Memorial Day weekend. If you're traveling, please be safe. If you're staying at home, please have fun with your family.
Transform your business with Shopify, the leading e-commerce platform designed for entrepreneurs of all levels. Shopify makes it easy to create a stunning online store with customizable templates and user-friendly interface. Manage your inventory, process payments, and track your sales, all from one seamless dashboard. With built-in search engine optimization and marketing tools, you can reach more customers and grow your business faster. Plus, Shopify's secure and reliable hosting ensures your site is always up and running, backed by 24/7 customer support. Join over 1 million businesses worldwide who trust Shopify to power their online stores. Start your free 14-day trial today at Shopify.com and see how easy it is to sell online, in-store, and everywhere in between. Take the next step toward e-commerce success with Shopify.
Of course, we're going to do Trump Watch today. I know we've been talking about his rally already, but it has been reported by the New York City Police that there were upwards of 156,000 people there at the peak of the rally yesterday. Man, the people's president talked straight to the people.
Yes, he did.
You know, and he talked to the people of the Bronx just like they were his friend. And it was beholden to see.
Yep. And I noticed while we were watching that last night, and I thought about the Biden speech at, where was that?
Morehouse
College. Yeah. And I did. I kind of looked at those and you could see the contrast in them, man. You know, when you looked at it, you go back and look at Biden's speech at Morehouse, and it was nothing but a speech about defeatism. Victimization. That's right. Biden come out with the message, hey, the system is against you. You know, the system's wanting to keep you down. You know, as much as you want to, there's not going to be much hope, and there's not going to be much encouragement, and there's not going to be much future. He literally had people that stood there, tried to listen to this, and spun themselves around and would not even face him.
Because they know better.
Exactly. And then you go to what we've seen at the Bronx last night, and what we've seen at every Trump rally, what we've seen. Trump always comes out with one message, and that is victory is at hand. You know, he comes out with motivations all the time. He tells people, you can achieve great things. You're the one that are creating great things. This future's bright. We got strength and unity when we work together. And those are the things that I always hear. You know, those are the general messages that I always hear out of a Trump speech each and every time.
You know, and that's great. And he was talking to everybody yesterday. We look out at the crowd, you know, and there are whites, Hispanics, blacks, so many different
Puerto
Ricans, you know,
everybody, man.
Every
Italians,
class you can think of when you look at the picture. And it's old and young alike. It's not just a certain age. I mean, the Democrats do this gender, men versus women versus black versus white. You know what I mean? But President Trump brings every single one of them, and they can't stand it. But, you know, when he was there yesterday, he told them straight out, it is great to be back in the Bronx.
Yes, he did.
You know, he's from that area.
Yep.
You know, that is his home. He held the rally there, and it was one of the most diverse and impoverished neighborhoods in New York. He held a rally in the crucible of the hip-hop, where 95% of the population is black or Hispanic, and where 35% live below the poverty line. He declared it as an historic success. He said, when I woke up this morning, I wondered whether it would be a hostile or will it be friendly. It was a love fest, he said towards the end of the 90-minute speech.
And it goes on to talk about that just a few blocks from Crotona Park, the location of his campaign is in New York since 2016, was the congressional district of his nemesis, AOC. Trump notoriously told AOC, go back to the country where she came from, a bold line to take with a woman born in the Bronx. Yet despite arriving in New York borough that is home to some of his fiercest critics in the Democrat Party, Trump strode onto the platform in a balmy evening as though he was returning to his own personal playground. Right here in the Bronx, I'm thrilled to be back in the city I grew up in, the city I spent my life in. But what he pointedly didn't say was that he wasn't just turning up in New York after a long absence. He had spent the best part of 6 weeks being holed up in a frigid courtroom just 10 miles south of Thursday's rally, and his eyes often closed while a jury considers whether to convict him of falsifying business records to cover it up.
The reason why we did read this is out of The Guardian, and we want to show you what they're really focusing on. They're not focusing on that President Trump was they did mention a couple of things that he said, but they didn't focus on the amount of people that were there, the love, the fact that there was no violence whatsoever, and no one even thought about it. No, their focus is going to be, he's a criminal. He's in a courtroom.
Yep.
That's the only reason why he's in New York. But if you recall, even before this trial went on, he said, I'm going to campaign and rally in New York. He had already said that.
Yep. And this is twice that he's done it already?
Yes.
Yep. Keep going, man.
Yeah. And then we have an Axios article. This is their reaction. And their headline goes, Trump bombs the Bronx. Now look at, they say why it matters. The unusual side of Trump speaking to several thousand people in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood in deep blue New York is a sign of the realignment happening between the two parties. Trump's GOP is becoming more working class and a little more multiracial. Democrats are gaining with more well-educated voters to the suburbs. This really makes me laugh right here because to me, I don't even think that's true. They continue to say that he's gaining with more well-educated voters. Well, those educated voters are Ivy League voters who are being indoctrinated right now by DEI.
Yeah. Well, and listen to how they even worded it from the start, why it matters. The unusual sight of Trump speaking to several thousand people in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood in deep blue New York. When's the last time you seen a Democrat politician step out in the Bronx in the middle of a predominantly poor Hispanic neighborhood in deep blue New York? No. That's exactly right.
They go to these little town halls so they can have their security, surround them. I think they are afraid of their own constituents.
And pump, yes, that's exactly right. And pump who they want to into their own meetings, into their own rallies. Think about this. When most of the time, everything that we have seen AOC go into a town hall meeting or whatever, nobody does nothing but screams at her, man.
I know.
That's all that they do.
She sits up there and makes fun of them.
Yes.
I just don't understand why they continue to vote for her. I mean, is it, they just vote Democrat. What I thought was cool is President Trump at this rally, he says New Yorkers have something called common sense. And old-fashioned common sense is exactly what I plan to bring back to the White House. And that's what we're all about. Common sense, folks.
Yep. Common sense. What are the things that we need? What are the things that we focus on in our daily lives? Our economy, our neighborhoods, our communities.
Immigration.
Immigration ties back to our communities and our neighborhoods and our economy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the left continue on and on and on to talk anything but what was going on with President Trump. The Atlantic wants to come out this morning with an article and say when Donald Trump insinuated this week that his successor and the FBI were out to kill him, he showed how central violence has become to his conception of political leadership. The former president declared Tuesday on Truth Social, his social media platform, that he was shown reports crooked Joe Biden's DOJ in their illegal and unconstitutional raid of Mar-a-Lago authorized the FBI to use deadly force, lethal force.
Hey, are you looking for your next unforgettable experience? Discover and attend the hottest events in your area with Eventbrite. From concerts to conferences, festivals to fundraisers, Eventbrite has it all. With our easy-to-use platform, finding and purchasing tickets is a breeze. Plus, with personalized recommendations based on your interest, you'll never miss out on an event that's perfect for you. Whether you're a seasoned event goer or just looking for something new, Eventbrite connects you with experiences that create memories to last a lifetime. Download the app or visit their website today and start exploring your world with Eventbrite.
Please click the link below. This Atlantic article goes on to say, Trump has a way of projecting his own vices onto others. His view of presidential power is absolute, to the point that his lawyer recently argued from the Supreme Court that ordering the military to assassinate a political rival, in quotes, could well be an official act. There is probably some limiting principle to this particular argument, but the fact that the issue is even under discussion is not a good sign of our democracy. Perhaps he believes that Biden was out to shoot him because he thinks that's an order the presidents can give freely.
Do you see how they spun this too? Do you see how they used the truth, which was the FBI had authorization from the White House to use deadly force against other armed agents of the government and against President Trump, his family? Biden did this. He did this.
Yes, he did.
This was not standard op. He did this. And look at how they begin to frame it.
They're framing it that it's President Trump projecting.
Yeah, the whataboutism stuff comes up.
All the time.
All the time. Because his lawyer recently argued to the Supreme Court that ordering the military to assassinate a political rival could well be an official act. If the president authorized the use of lethal force against Secret Service agents and he authorized the use of lethal force against the president and his family, that's an official act. President Trump's not telling the lie about this.
No, he's not. Not at all. Especially, for what we heard yesterday from Stephen Miller. To go get a yellow envelope, you're going to use lethal force right there, written in paper.
Yes.
That this is what you do in a map and all this kind of stuff. Then obviously you were expecting lethal force or you wanted it.
Exactly. And here is my question to all of what the Atlantic is trying to say. Did President Trump authorize the use of military force on its citizens?
No.
Thank you.
But not just that going on. But come on, folks. What are they hiding? What do you think they're hiding? I mean, they're hiding something. There's a reason why they want to continue to go after President Trump for what?
We talked about this on Wednesday. We talked about this on Wednesday.
Yes, we did. And we're not the only ones that are talking about it, because Bannon and Darren Beatty from Revolver, who I'm reading out of this article now, they know that Biden would use deadly force to keep Trump from releasing the top secret binder. And we've been talking about this binder for months now, and it's come back up, and it's It's on the top of everyone's list right now. We should be pushing this binder out, and we need to find it. So much of the chaos, danger, and injustice we're witnessing these days can be traced back to this one thing. The binder. That's right. It's binder brimming with top secret documents that reveal Obama and his regime cronies attempted to full-blown coup against the Republican presidential candidate who later became the president of the United States. When the bad guys can't hide in the shadows anymore, pretending to be something they're not, and they're fully exposed, the jig is up. Everything they've worked for, schemed for, lied for, and bribed for crumbles away. All their hopes for future power grabs, great resets, and replacement theories go flying out the window. That's why it's crucial for these political tyrants to keep the mask on, nice and tight, and happily use deadly force on anyone who threatens to rip it off. And that's exactly what Bannon and lawyer and former Justice Gorsuch clerk Mike Davis discussed on the War Room recently, after it was revealed, thanks to Judge Cannon, that the FBI had the authority to use deadly force in the Mar-a-Lago raid.
Now, let's answer the question then. Why, like you said, why show up when you're looking for a manila envelope, why show up with the authorization to use deadly force? Why show up with plainclothes policemen who are hiding their weapons also? Why do all of this for some paperwork? What is the paperwork that he has? It's the binder. What is in the binder? We believe it's correspondence and material concerning North Korea, correct?
Well, they're saying on here that they think it's a Russiagate.
It's North Korea.
So, but I think we have our own conspiracy theories about this.
Yes.
I think it could be a number of things that's really going to take him down. I think he has more than one thing that's in this binder.
Right.
It could really do some danger to the Obama administration.
And here to the Obama administration. And here's what we're beginning to find out about the Obama administration and this binder. They're trying to claim that he has taken classified materials that weren't declassified. That's what they're trying to say, correct?
Correct.
Guess what? They have that classified material and have always had that classified material.
Yes, because America First Legal, they come right out here and told us explosive litigation documents they have found. We sued DOD and uncovered a secret Obama memo on presidential records which shows that Jack Smith is the one subverting the law. The directive, which legally binds DOJ, vests POTUS, President of the United States, with sole authority to determine which records are his.
Exactly.
And it goes on, American First Legal, I'm getting this information off of X. They posted a thread yesterday. Yesterday afternoon.
A really deep and entailed thread.
It is. And we're going to go through some of it. But I'm just going to tell you what this memo entails. This is the secret memo established by the Obama administration and used through the Trump and Biden administrations, confirms the government may have already had originals of the alleged classified documents involved in Special Counsel Jack Smith's sham prosecution. Here's some background. In October 2014, Russian hackers breached the executive office of the president of their network. In response, President Obama created, via executive action, something called PITC.
Yep. Which is the Presidential Information Technology Committee.
For Presidential Information Technology.
Yep.
Includes representatives of the DOD and Homeland Security, among others. It also effectively establishes that the president controls all the information he receives through the PITC network. America First Legal launched this investigation to find out this information.
Back as far back as January 30th. And right here it even goes on to say that on April 4th, we sued the DOD to compel the immediate release of the documents requested under a FOIA Act regarding the secretive Presidential Information Technology Committee, or the PITC, that was created by former President Barack Obama.
And then it shows the lawsuit.
Yep, shows the lawsuit. The executive order was public, but it doesn't tell the whole story. Today, America's First Legal releases a never-before public memo from the White House confirming the DOD has been operating and maintaining the information resources and information systems provided to the president. This memo reveals that the White House secretly created and apparently maintains an information technology community that enforced Obama's executive order to ensure that presidents could store their records on DOD servers without losing control. Now, what does that mean? It means that the federal government has preserved and retained all executive orders of the president's records on its servers, and therefore, consistent with Obama's order, it likely possesses a substantial amount, if not all, of President Trump's classified documents.
Right there, folks.
Yep. It goes on to say that Section 2.04 of that memo concedes that all records created, stored, used, or transmitted by, on, or through the information resources and information systems provided to the president were stored at the Department of Defense. Thus, the White House Committee Agency and the NSC at the White House simply provide services regarding records housed at the DOD.
The revelation cuts a knife through the entire indictment as it proves that many, if not all, of the documents President Trump is accused of unlawfully retaining were and are currently still retained by the executive branch and stored on all DOD servers.
So as we've learned, any congressional committee with subpoena power can now seek to determine whether the documents that Special Counsel Jack Smith obtained and claimed Trump lawfully retained after his presidency are actually in Biden's active possession through this PITC.
So everything they have done, folks, everything they have done has been to go after President Trump, to do everything they can to find a binder that is going to destroy the Obama administration more than this PITC thing is going to do it.
And that's the point. Maybe the binder that he has talks about North Korea. That binder and that information is under control of the White House, but President Trump, through his presidential authority to declassify materials, declassified that. He's still got that binder somewhere.
Yes, he does. He declassified it. Yeah, we talked about that in a show earlier this week.
So
that it was all declassified and they didn't want to put it out. Mark Meadows even took it to the DOJ to look through.
That's exactly right. So even if he has it, it's declassified and they don't want it out.
They don't.
That is really, to me, answers the question of why President Biden authorized the use of deadly force if he had to.
Because they were going to get it no matter what.
Is this thing working?
Rise up.
Well, hey, everybody, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you've learned some things about what's going on around us in the nation and in your communities. You know, we couldn't do this without your continued support either. We appreciate all of you showing up, taking the time to listen to us today. So please, like I say, make sure to hit the like button, share our show with all your friends. We'll see you next time on Is This Thing Working? And as always, I'm James, and that's my lovely co-host over there,
Denise.
and we'll see you next time.
We're out.